Good day everyone, I'm Melchor P. Uribia, your discussant for today in BPED 107, International Dance and Other Forms. And today I am going to discuss about the country named Poland. So welcome to Poland. But before we go in depth in our discussion, so first let us know who governs the Poland. So the Prime Minister in Poland is Mateusz Morawiecki. He was born on June 20, 1968. He was a Polish economist, historian, and politician who has served as Prime Minister of Poland since 2017. He was the Deputy Prime Minister of Poland year 2015-2017 and the Minister of Development of Poland year 2015-2018. So the President of Poland is Andrzej Sebastian Duda. He was born on May 16, 1972, a Polish lawyer and politician who has served as President of Poland since August 6, 2015. So becoming President, Andrzej Duda was a member of Polish lower house from 2011 to 2014 and the European Parliament from 2014 to 2015. The government of Poland take form of a unitary parliamentary representative democratic republic, same as there is a Philippines nga democratic lang which consists of president, senates, and mga cabinets. Kaning unitary parliament is whereby the president is the head of the state and the prime minister is the head of the government. So however, its form of government has also been identified as semi-presidential, where it consists of executive, legislative, and cabinets. So here's the map of Poland. So as we can see, the neighboring countries are Ukraine, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Russia, and others. Currency of Poland, zloty, or the monetary unit of Poland, mo na siya ang tawag sa ilahang kwarta dito. So, each zloty, spelled Z-L-O-T-Y in Polish, is divided into 100 groszy. So, 1 Poland zloty equals to 12.65 Philippine peso. In this portion, let's proceed to the top 5 tourist destination in Poland. The first one is Wieliczka Salt Mine in Wieliczka. So the 30th century Wieliczka salt mine is just as important for the locals today as it was hundreds of years ago, but for a very different reason. So one of the world's oldest and longest working salt mines, it stopped commercial operation in 1996 and has since become an artistic attraction. So kanina yung Wieliczka salt mine is the longest and the oldest salt mines dito sa Poland. So tungod kay pagka-stop on 1996, so kaning Wieliczka salt mine nahimo na noon siyang attraction dito sa Poland. Second, Malbork Castle in Malbork. So this 30th century Teutonic castle was originally built by the Teutonic Knights, a religious order that has served as a crusading military unit. Although the castle started as a small fortification, it was subsequently expanded over the centuries and eventually became a massive structure. So once the largest Gothic building in Europe. So Malbork Castle remains the world's largest castles by land area. So kanin po dahil siya ang Malbork is the oldest Gothic building in Europe and the largest castle by land area. Third, Łazienki Park in Warsaw. Łazienki Park covers 76 hectares of the city center, making it one of the Poland's largest urban parks. Łazienki started life as a baths park for a nobleman in 17th century. Today, the palace on the Isle is open to the public, as are the gardens around it. So kanina ang Łazienki Park is from para na siya sa mga noble, kanang liguan na siya sa mga noble, but today gihimo na siya public park para sa tanan nito open for tourists, mga citizens nila dito. Fourth, Crooked Forest Gryphonol. So the pines were originally planted here in the 1930s, but it took about 10 years before the trunks started to show their characteristic bent. Despite many theories, there's a standing heated debate on whether the curvature was created artificially by manipulating the trees or whether it just happened naturally or accidentally. So kani siya nga trees is gidebate pa ni siya dito sa ilahang lugar kung kani siya naturally ba ni siya nga ani jud siya nga medyo pa curve siya or gi manipulate ni siya nga maing-ana siya nga kuan mahimo siyang hook o forma. Fifth, Morske-Yoko Lake in Tatra National Park. So located deep within the Tatra National Park and surrounded by towering mountains and Swiss pines, the lake is a favorite destination for people of all ages. Reaching it requires an easy but long paved hike through shaded forests. So the lake changes color throughout the year, transforming from a deep shade of a blue to a softer turquoise hue. We're done discussing the top 5 tourist destinations in Poland, and now let's talk about the travel details from Philippines to Poland. So if you travel from Manila to Warsaw Chopin, so it takes 18 hours and 22 minutes, and the cost is 20,000 to 41,000. So from fly to Manila to Krakow, so it takes 19 hours and it costs 22,000 to 31,000. So if you travel from Manila to Wroclaw, it takes 20 hours and it costs 24,000 and to 36,000. So if we travel from Manila to Berlin, it takes 21 hours and it costs 22,000 to 60,000. So there are no traveling restrictions from Poland, but it has a condition to the travelers to always wear face masks, observe social distancing, and observe the COVID protocols. Now let's proceed to the food specialty and delicacies in Poland. First is flaki. So the Polish version of a popular beef tripe soup. Flaki might not sound hugely appetizing, but it's very significant to the country. So not only does flaki offer some insight into the rustic roots of Polish cuisine, it also proves the edible lining from the stomach of a cow can form part of an enjoyable meal if cooked in the right way. So kanida siya ang flaki, gikan ni siya sa stomach sa baka nga gagmay-gagmay tapos gi mo siya soup. Second, bigos. So one of the Poland's most loved foods, bigos consists of a combination of 3 ingredients. The first is sauerkraut. The longer it cured, the better. So then comes the meat. So usually beef and or pork, although game meat is an option. So the more type of meat you use, the heartier the taste. Third is pierogi. So pierogi is undoubtedly Poland's most famous and simple comfort food. But after tasting one of these delicious fried dumplings, so you're likely to find yourself craving for more. So pierogies can be cooked or fried, so stuffed with meat, vegetables, cheese, fruit, chocolate, accompanied by a sour cream toppings or just butter. Tatar. So consisting of raw minced beef, so this delicious Polish appetizer's origin can apparently be traced to Mongolia. So having been introduced to Europeans in the medieval period. So however, Poles love these variations of stick tartar and often start their meal with it. So savoring the raw perfection of minced meat mixed with onions and egg yolk. So kanina siya ang tatar, nag-start ni siya sa Mongolia, then gi-adapt dayon siya sa Europeans. Plaki Ziemniaczane. So a list of top Polish cuisine would not be complete without these potato pancakes. So thousands of Polish families relied on the plaki Ziemniaczane as a replacement for bread. So as scarcity during Poland's economic hardships, and they've seen become very important to the country's culinary tradition. So plaki Ziemniaczane is often topped with meat sauce, sour cream, or goulash. Zurich is the perfect Polish comfort, so it might seem like just an ordinary fermented rice soup, but Zurich is regarded as something of a national treasure by the Polish. So as in the case for almost all nation-defining meals, so each family tends to champion its own Zurich recipe. So while there are many regional variations of the dish, so the most recognized versions consist of sour ripe flour with potatoes, plenty of vegetables, and lots of meat. The economic status and source of income of Poland. Poland is the largest country in Central and Eastern Europe and the sixth largest country in Europe. So the Polish economy has been developing at a steady pace for over 25 years and it is the sixth largest economy in the European Union. So with GDP per capita being above 70% of the European Union average. So agriculture, forestry, and fishing, Polish agriculture was unique in the Soviet bloc in the private farms, accounted for most of the total output. Poland is relatively well endowed with natural resources, so its principal mineral asset is bituminous coal, so although brown coal is mined as well. In this portion, let's proceed to the School of PE and Arts in Poland. So the Wrocław University of Health and Sports Sciences, or the AWF, is a Polish university specializing in the field of sport, physical education, health sciences, tourism, and recreation. So the AWF, or the Wrocław, is a two-faculty public university with the Faculty of Physical Education and the Sports and the Faculty of Physiotherapy. Next is Gdansk University of Physical Education and Sport. So studies in the field of physical education focus on matters related to human motor skills. Students learn the interdisciplinary approach to issues in the field of physical culture and specificity of individual sports disciplines. Moreover, they learn a wide range of exercises and methodological skills. Last is the University of Physical Education in Krakow. So the field of sport is located in the field of medical sciences, health sciences, and physical culture sciences. So the graduate acquires general interdisciplinary knowledge in the field of social, biological, and economic sciences and the ability to use it in professional work and life in the accordance with ethical principles. Language and nationality of Poland. Poles or Polish peoples are a West Slavic nation and ethnic group who shares a common history, culture. So the Polish language and are identified with the country of the Poland in the Central Europe. So languages of Poland. The country's official language is Polish together with the Lehitic languages as Czech, Slovak, and Upper and Lower Sorbian belongs to the West Slavic branch of the Slavic languages. So these are some examples of the Polish words. So tribes and dances of Poland. So the regional dances are always enhanced by local decorations such as costumes, props, or unique musical instruments. So some dances display remnants and ancient religious or wedding ceremonies. So some imitate the action of cultivating the soil or the dance kosiars. So the field mower or gestures of a craftsman, the dance kuo, or the blacksmith or swik. So the shoemaker or movement of a field or farm animal, zakazik. So the hare, habiok, the frog, kakzor, the drake, or gulakzik, the pigeon. So many were created to a particular song which still accompanies the dances today. So some closer to borders show certain characteristic of neighboring nations. So the Germans, the Scandinavians, the Ukrainians, the Czechs, or the Hungarians. National dances of Poland. The first one is Krakowiak. So the Krakowiak is set for several couples among whom the leading male dancer sings and indicates the steps. So according to the description in the New Grove Dictionary of Music and Musicians, so the Krakowiak is directed by the leading man from the first pair. Second is Kujawiak. So according to Ada Dziwanowska's description in Polish folk dance and songs, the Kujawiak was originally danced with a calm dignity and simplicity. So in a smooth flowing manner, reminiscent of the tall grain stalks in the field swaying gently in the wind. So the couples were spinning around the circle in a seemingly endless rotation. Next is Mazurka. The Mazurka, in Polish, Mazur or Mazurik, is a Polish musical form based on a stylized folk dance in triple meter. So usually at a lively tempo with character, defined mostly by the prominent mazurs, strong accents unsystematically placed on the second or third beat. Fourth is Oberik. Oberik is also called Obertas or Ober, is a lively Polish dance. So its name is derived from the Polish obrakaksi. So or in English is to spin. It consists of many dance leaps and jumps. So it is performed at a much quicker pace than the Polish waltz and is one of the national dances of Poland. So it is the second most popular dance in Polish American music after the polka. So the last is Polonaise. So the Polonaise is a stately Polish processional dance performed by couples who walked around the dance hall. So the music is in triple meter and moderate tempo. The tribes in Poland. So the most important tribes who were conquered by Poland were the Masovians, Vistulans, Silesians, and Pomeranians. So these 5 tribes share fundamentally common culture and language and were considerably more closely related to one another than were the Germanic tribes. Next is the music accompaniment in Poland. So the music of Poland covers diverse aspects of music and musical traditions which have originated and are practiced in Poland. So artists from Poland includes world-famous classical composers like Frederick Chopin, Karol Szymanowski, so Witold Lutolowski, si Henryk Górecki, and Krzysztof Penderecki. So renowned pianists like Karl Tausig, Ignacy Jans Paderewski, Arthur Rubinstein, and Christian Zimmermann, as well as popular music artists and traditional regionalized folk music in symbols that create a rich and lively music scene at the grassroots level. So the instrument that Poland is known for are ligawka, hurdy-gurdy, shaker rattle, devil's fiddle, borzybas, pedal accordion are among these musical instruments which makes Polish folk music so special. So these are the examples and their pictures. And that's all guys, thank you for listening.